Alright guys, so I just got back from seeing Kong Skull Island. This is my raw thoughts on it, just after seeing it. And then I'm gonna start doing these for all the kaiju movies I see. So, you know, we'll talk about the anime, Godzilla anime coming out too. So I'll probably do that if it gets to American theaters. So, and I apologize for that little bit of buzzing, I don't know what that is. So Kong Skull Island. So the movie's set in the 1970s. It's set directly after the Vietnam War ended. In fact, the opening, one of the opening scenes takes place on the exact same day. So so the best part about the movie is that it differentiates itself from all the other Kong movies by taking place in the Vietnam era. Now, there was a Kong movie in the 70s, but this is very different. And I gotta say, it's refreshing to see a King Kong movie that doesn't go by the same merits as the other ones. Like, he's on the island, gets taken off, blah blah. The whole movie is him on the island, and it's him fighting other monsters. And it's really a blast. There's a lot of creature effects. It really keeps the spirit of the original in its non-stop monster action. And it doesn't have, it's very different from the original, and it's kind of in a good way too, because we've already had a really good remake of the original with all the care in 2005. Even though it was super long, it was still made with care, and they couldn't top that. So I'm glad they went in a completely different direction for when they decided to have him meet Godzilla. So yeah, he's totally gonna meet Godzilla. And it says here that Kong's only a baby too, so he's gonna get way bigger. So this movie, the plot is that a scientist and his friend and his assistant, they want to go to an expedition to an island untouched by man. And since the war ended, they get a military escort, they get a photographer, and I want to say mercenary played by Tom Hiddleston. So the corporal character played by Samuel Jackson is kind of not unhinged. And I'm gonna say there's gonna be spoilers. All right, spoilers ahead. Yeah. Kong is on the island, and the first thing they do, the first scene in the movie shows Kong, and the first time they get to the island, they show Kong too. So there's a lot of Kong action in the beginning, and at the end. In the middle, there's a little bit of a leapway, but I'm kind of glad they do it, and they portray King Kong in the spirit of the original. They portray Kong with a lot of respect. They treated Godzilla with a lot of respect too, but in the 2014 movie, but it didn't feel like they did a lot with Godzilla that they could have. But I'm not talking about the 2014 movie. I'm talking about this one, Skull Island. So Kong destroys a bunch of helicopters and leaves only a handful of men, like 15, 20 men left over. And so Samuel Jackson is very pissed off at Kong and wants to get back at him, so to speak. And so that's how the plot begins. And the characters are actually really the centerpiece of the film. There is a World War II veteran who crash landed his bomber, and along with a Japanese pilot, they both try and make peace on the island. And they try and get off, except the Skullcrawler eats them. The Skullcrawler being the main antagonist, so to speak, of the movie, or the main monster, which is good. It's refreshing to see King Kong fight a non-dinosaur, because King Kong fought all of my favorite dinosaurs in the first film when I was a kid. He fought the Brontosaurus, or whatever the hell they call it now. He fought a T-Rex, or Gorosaurus, as Toho renamed it. He fought a Plesiosaur, and he fought a Pterodactyl. And there's no dinosaurs in the film, but there is some very interesting monstrous creatures. And The director said they were inspired by Miyazaki films, so that's very unique, and that's a very bold choice. It's just I would have liked to see T-Rex or Gorosaurus in the film, but hey, what can you do? So anyway, they need to get off the island within 3 days for when the refueling comes back. So this is we're not going to get into spoilers. So they meet a bunch of natives, and so they both. So everyone, they're very separated throughout the film. When they finally meet, they disagree on what they should do, because they want to save this one guy who is missing in action, and he dies. He dies off screen, but this is gonna be a spoiler. The Skullcrawler vomits up his head and the dog tag. This movie is disgustingly violent, but it's awesomely violent. Not like I don't know how to explain it, but it's got a lot of gore. In fact, I'm surprised they didn't say it was rated R. I'm not sure if it's rated R or not. They say the F word. It sounds like a bird, but it's a fucking ant, which is like one of my favorite quotes of the movie. Which we didn't see that damn ant. There's a spider monster. There is a kind of grasshopper bug monster, a wood monster, like remember that stick bug from A Bug's Life? Yeah, basically him, but a monster form. Oh, here come the helicopters now. Oh, shit. A lot of monsters on the island. There's really cool effects, and there's a really nice throwback to King Kong vs. Godzilla. Remember the octopus? Remember the octopus who couldn't find his own damn movie, so he decided to invade other monsters' movies? He invaded King Kong's movie, invaded Frankenstein's movie, and he invaded the Gargantuan's movie. That's fucking bullshit. Fuck that guy. He gets eaten by Kong in the film, which is really awesome. And they don't exactly go for the Fay Wray and Kong relationship in the other, like in the original, but they really keep it gentle. Like Kong isn't exactly in love, but Kong is very gentle with the woman. And it shows that Kong isn't exactly a bad person. He was just killing because he was defending his territory, which I like that. Well, anyway, so Samuel Jackson finds a way to kill Kong out of vengeance because they don't want them because he is deranged. They have a code in the military, in any branch of the military, that if your commanding officer goes insane, you have to relieve him of duty. Starts to, So anyway, so he goes crazy and wants to kill Kong, and just as he's about to kill Kong. This is a spoiler. Kong pulls up and Kong gets him and smashes him in the ground as the giant Skullcrawler gets out. And so it's a really freaking epic fight right there. Like, seriously, they have an epic duel. Like, I want to say it's better than the Godzilla versus the Muto fight. I want to say it's better, but they have a really awesome. They have a really awesome way of killing the enemy. So he thinks he finally defeated the Skullcrawler, and King Kong throws some excellent intelligence. You never see King Kong. He picks up weapons. He makeshift weapons, and he beats the shit out of the Skullcrawler. And he finally thinks he gets it down, and he's picking up the woman from outside of the from the water. And as he's picking him up, the Skullcrawler fucking eats King Kong's fist. He's trying to eat King Kong's fist. So King Kong grabs inside the monster's intestines, rips his fucking tongue out, and then rips his heart out. And that is the most badass way of killing a monster, for Kong. And I'm not sure which is better, the kiss of death or what I'm gonna call the Heartbreaker from now on. I'm coining the term Heartbreaker. So if anyone uses that. And he also uses the classic Gorosaurus attack, where he grabs the beast's mouth and tries breaking it open, which is awesome. And there's a lot of cool monsters in this movie right there. So I can talk about this for hours. But another cool monster. Anyway, so they decide to leave Kong alone, and they're gonna shut up about the Kong's existence. And they're gonna cover these up. And so the movie, quote unquote, ends there, and King Kong, as he's gone away. And there's a very heartwarming scene where John C. Reilly's character returns to his family, and it's very heartwarming. And the end credits is, you gotta stay after the credits. Anyone Stay after the credits. If you came into this movie, you gotta stay after the credits, alright? So, if you didn't see the credits, turn this video off now. Turn your computer off. Get in the car and go see the movie again, damn it. Okay? So, so they're saying we didn't see anything on the island. And, they're talking to a bunch of people. And two of the characters come out and they say, you weren't the only person on the King Kong isn't the only king on the island. King. Sorry, I got distracted there. I'll edit this out. But Kong isn't the only king. And so they show a picture of a slideshow, and what I want to believe is Infinite Island or Monsterland from Destroy All Monsters. Infinite Island being Mothra's island. There's a lot of islands in monster movies, okay? There's Skull Island, Infinite Island, Monster Islands, of cave drawings, and there's no picture of cave drawings in the island, and it shows Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah. And you have no idea how hyped up I am for Godzilla 2 King of the Monsters. Seriously. I mean, I cannot literally wait till next year until they come out with that damn movie. And seriously, like, Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster is like my favorite Godzilla film. So I am like super hyped up to see what they're gonna do with King Kong. I mean, with that. And I also can't wait to see King Kong versus Godzilla. But you wanna know what I hope they do? I hope they use the Prometheus idea from look up King Kong versus Prometheus. That's not Prometheus like in the Alien, like the Alien prequel, sequel, whatever the fuck that was. It like Prometheus as in like, just look up King Kong versus Prometheus. It's too freaking ridiculous to say right here. So anyway, so after they show that, and at the end they play Godzilla's Roar, and I swear to God, I was screaming in the movie theaters, and the true people stayed behind, and it was awesome. And I shouted out all the names as they showed it on the theater. It was fucking awesome, man. Oh God. So yeah, basically, I really can't wait to see what they're gonna do with Godzilla 2, King of the Monsters. Even though Godzilla 1 had its flaws, it really tried to be more of a, it really tried to be its own, like, it tried not to be the catastrophe that was 98. It tried to be closer to Toho's vision, but it lacked interesting characters, which I feel like this film really does have. It has interesting characters too, so you're not going to be freaking disappointed with the characters roster. Even though Kong doesn't have a hell of a lot of screen time, like, because in the movie they literally credit King Kong as a character in the film. In their first film, in 1933, but King Kong King Kong is the reason to see this movie. But anyway, I'm rambling right now. So anyway, so there's a lot of stuff in this movie to talk about, and I really am excited for Godzilla 2 King of the Monsters, and I want to see King Kong versus Godzilla, because that's going to be an awesome fight, because you know that King Kong can fight, and he stands a chance against Godzilla because he's more agile and he can use weapons. Now Godzilla is stronger and relies on brute force. The King Kong relies on his agility and his intelligence. So there's kind of a fight going there, because in the first film it really wasn't. But anyways, I really want to see him fight, because King Kong and Godzilla are my two favorite monsters. King Kong, Godzilla, and Rodan are my, like, 3 favorite monsters of all time. And I wonder if the other 2 monsters are going to be in there. Oh, you have no idea how hyped I am to see Ghidorah. Ghidorah is one of my favorites. Oh, I'm rambling, but I also want to see I hope after the success of King Kong, we'll get to see some other monsters in their own movies. Not only do I want to see some other monsters, I want to see Mothra get her own movie. But, like, not in, like, the conventional way. Like, I don't know if they could pull off Mothra as... They could, probably, but I think Mothra would work better as an animated movie, and I'm probably going to get ostracized for that. But seriously, Mothra would be amazing as, like, a Disney movie or something. The whole concept works better. And I also want to see in another film, I also want to see Rodan get his own. A Rodan remake would totally work, alright? A Rodan movie would totally fucking work. Like, seriously. And I really want them to make that as a freaking movie, because Rodan, there is a lot you can do. Because, like, the first film, even though Rodan has around the same screen time as Godzilla does in this film, it really makes an impact. And the end scene is actually really tragic too. So yeah, so I better wrap it up. And I also want to see Gamera, but I don't know if we're ever gonna see Gamera. I'm holding on to a little bit of hope, but I've accepted the fact that it might never happen in my lifetime. But I still wanna freaking see it. Don't try, Warner Brothers. At least tell the public that you tried to get Gamera. Gorgo would be nice too, but Gamera. And also Anguirus. And they talked about giving King Ghidorah a solo film. I'd be up for that, but my battery is about to die. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, share, and subscribe, and peace out.